Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me now. So sorry about that. Hopefully, Dom will join us soon and everybody will find us. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Can't hear me, can you? Oh, you can? Good.
Sounds good now.
There you go. Oh, my. I'm telling you, I'm having issues with my sound card, I think. So I'm going to have to get a new one. This is just crazy. I don't know what the deal is. First, the headphones don't want to work, then something else don't want to work. Hopefully, everybody else finds us. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah. Uh,
No need to be nervous.
well, okay. So the part of nervousness is not talking about paranormal. I'll explain why I'm nervous. I'm a notice Asperger guy. So talking in front of people, even if they're not there, just knowing that people are listening makes me.
Oh, okay. So shake it off. Shake it off. Hi,
Yeah, I'm
Angelina.
picking it
Welcome
up,
back.
and I do tours and stuff like that. You're gonna say, but yeah, but you do tours. I'm freaking nervous when I do tours. I
Oh,
do
I know
tell
what
my
it is.
customers when I do start. Obviously, you're gonna hear me talk. Obviously, I do slur sometimes my words and stuff like that. So it's
It's
because I'm
fine.
nervous. It's not because a lot of people will use bad terms saying I'm retarded and stuff like that, which is not the case. I'm very intelligent man, but I do have certain
It's like a form of stage fright.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
But
exactly what you're talking about. Can you hear us, Angelina? She says you're going to be great. Don't worry about it. Just pretend
thank
you're
you,
talking to Jeff.
thank you, Angie. So
So at least, if she found us, hopefully everybody else will find us. If not, then we'll just sit here and shoot the shit by ourselves. That's all.
yeah, no problem.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think it's what it is. I think I have a sound card issue. I don't even want to move it. I'm afraid to even touch it.
The other thing, if you do see just my picture going away, it's just because I'm smoking
Oh,
cigarettes. Okay,
smoke away. Go ahead.
if
Thanks
you
for
just
sharing
see,
out.
I'm still there, but you know, I'm still listening and stuff. It just I don't want people to see that. So
Oh, that's up to you. It's like I said, this is an open forum. So if you want to smoke, you can
okay,
go ahead.
if it well, it's only to for respect for the host and stuff like that. Some people do not like people smoking on their panels, so
Right.
that's why.
It
And
doesn't bother me at all. I smoke. I just
okay,
don't do it on the show.
so
But you can do it on the show.
thank you. Okay, so you
Not a
won't see my
problem.
logo. You won't see my logo pop up then, and
Okay.
whatsoever. You'll see me smoke cigarettes.
That's all right. We'll watch you smoke cigarettes. And then you can speak in French. That's all.
Yeah,
What's that? The joke, this French always with the cigarette and they're rude, and it cracks me up.
yeah. A lot of people tell me, well, joking wise, they tell me I'm a French dude, which is not the case. I do live in a French environment, but I was not born here. I was born and raised in Ontario, Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay.
My parents got divorced, separate, so my mother came back to Quebec to be closer to her family and stuff. So that's why I live in Quebec. That's why I do speak French, but I'm not a Quebecer. So.
Oh, okay. See, because that was one of the questions I usually ask. The first question is, a lot of people know your work, they've seen your videos, and not everybody, and they might not know your experience, but I like to know about the person behind Investigation 13 first before we dive into your professionalism and your paranormal experience. So just tell us a
Okay.
little bit about
Um,
Dom.
so like I said, I was born and raised in Hamilton, Ontario.
Hi,
Um,
Steve. Welcome.
I'm a big dude, 6'1", 200 something pounds. That's up there. I don't know if it's relevant for the interview, but hey,
No,
whatever.
it's fine. Yeah, we got to know. My son's that big.
So, yeah, I was born and raised there. Do
Hi,
speak,
Julie.
I do speak, like I said, French, English. I do speak in total 7 languages.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, not fluid, but I could
Yeah, but
manage.
that's impressive.
I could manage myself a little bit around. If I need to, you know.
You could tell ask where the bathroom is. That's the important thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could manage myself on that. Some I started. Uh, do you want my where I
Yeah,
started?
how did this
Okay,
all
so
begin? And
starting on the 21 of March, 1974. I was born as a blue baby. For people that do not know what a blue baby is, it's a baby that's blue. He's dying. Some do not make it. Some do make it. It took me 17 minutes to take my first breath of air. Um, I was born by C-section, and
right,
um, when the doctor was stitching up my
need to be
Steve is
fresh.
funny. Hi, Steve. So yeah, so while the doctor was stitching up my mother from the C-section, he was trying to explain to her that obviously I didn't make it, passed away, and that's where I decided to cuckoo. I'm here. Hello. And yeah, so starting from there, slowly, slowly, my mother discovered I was sort of special. At the age of 3, I was the age that I had the doctor tell my mother that I was the autistic Asperger. So starting there, and that's where all like the shenanigans came out. I was seeing a dark shadow on the edge of my bed every single night, and it was not going away. So being a young kid, you're afraid of monsters and ghosts and stuff like that.
Right.
Went running to my parents' their room and saying, "There's somebody in my room. There's a monster. There's something." Yeah, my father, he's Italian, so they have a different belief
Excuse me.
on the paranormal side. You do not play with that. It's not to
Right.
play and stuff like that. So, and they tend they tend to push it away, making it like, nah, you're bringing up stories or stuff like that. There's nothing there because he couldn't see that. So obviously on my father's side, I had problems talking about that. My mother's side was more open, but she would tell me, listen, Dom, there's nobody there, go back to sleep. And every single time this black shadow was on the edge of my bed. Growing up a little bit more, around 5 6, I was starting to hear them, see them, and could feel them. um, some obviously I was asking myself questions, started going to school. Obviously, you're young, you talk to your friends at school, and obviously I was like outcast, like pushed aside, because some people thought I was really a nutcase on that. So
Right.
slowly stayed in my corner, did my stuff, start reading books, start watching TV, small TV shows, small programs talking about the other life, stuff like that. Then at the age of 10, I got my first real taste of what we call paranormal. I visited, I been, like I said, I was cast out of school and stuff like that. So was bullied a lot in school, and so I decided to take my own life. I was 10 years old. I decided to hang myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So obviously, went into my closet. Took. Not gonna talk about everything, but I had enough of being bullied and being hurt and stuff like that. So I decided to take my life. I passed on the other side. Saw stuff. Came back. Obviously went to see a psychiatrist and stuff like that to tried to help me cope with with my situation. Obviously, it was not funny at school. Also, because I was coming from a English environment to a French environment, so I had to adapt to
Right.
those things. Also, uh, um, you know,
You had a lot on your shoulders, and it's hard.
yeah,
That's how it's so important. Everybody needs to let their kids know that what they say, words hurt and they affect people.
it is, and I keep every single day. I talk with my kids. I have 6 kids, so every single day I talk with my youngest kids and tell them, listen, you can't bully people. You can't do that. Even between brothers and sisters, that's not okay. Yeah. Angie, I know Angelina and her spouse. I know them for a couple of years now. I helped them around on an investigation. It was cool. I loved them. I loved them very much. But anyway, so
Aw, nice.
evolving during the time, reading stuff like that. Obviously, library was like my safe haven. The books, reading, or reading and stuff like that. So in 1999, I decided, obviously you read a lot of books, watch a lot of shows and documents and stuff like that. But how about taking your butt on the field and testing stuff and trying to understand what's happening on the other side, who's coming to see us, why, because why are they still there and stuff like that. So slowly I decided to do my first paranormal team and start investigating around me stuff, cemeteries, sleeping in cemeteries, uh, you know, um, all sorts of stuff like that. Starting like that in 1999. Then obviously health issues came around. Mr. I don't want to jinx nobody, but Mr. C, not COVID. We're not talking. Sorry, we're not supposed to say COVID on YouTube. But
Oh, he didn't say it. It was your imagination.
yeah, I'm talking about CA word,
Okay.
cancer. So cancer appeared. So I put everything on the paranormal to the side to get well. Once I got well, I came back to paranormal, and obviously have been sick yet again with that shit. Very okay now. Everything's fine and stuff like that. But it gives it gives a toll on your mental
Sure, sure. And then
stuff
the
like that.
road that you were traveling was pretty rough, and
Hmm.
so, I mean, then to get would hit something else,
And
but you've
yeah,
shown that you're a fighter, so
yeah, came back, joined a team. I didn't create my own team when I came back. I joined a team for about 5 years. In that 5 years, we signed a TV contract to be on TV, national TV here in Montreal or Quebec, if you want stuff. A lot of lot of shitty things happen. The promoter or the producer wanted to. We did a pilot, 31 hours of filming. They wanted us to put a little bit more than really was intended.
oh,
So we decided as a team to refuse that, and our contract was resiled. So been on the paranormal side doing my stuff. Before now, I'm called Investigation 13. I've been running on the name 13 Spirits for a long time, and decided because there was a movie called 13 Ghosts and stuff like
yes,
that. But I'm gonna change that a little bit because a lot of people will say, "Oh, your name is like the team, like the movie."
movie,
Like that. So I
right.
was like, I'm sick and tired of hearing that. I'm not based on the movie. I'm not the movie. I'm me. And so I changed my name to Investigation 13 and stuff like that. And yeah,
I think it
so
fits well.
yeah, and slowly, for the past 6 years now, I've been a tourist guide in Montreal on paranormal walks and investigations. And just recently, I just opened something else. I decided to do like the company I work for, so I decided to create my own company, which is called Ghost of Montreal. It's open 7 days a week. We do paranormal investigations in haunted historic locations.
Oh, it sounds
So
very
that's about me right now. I'm not the type of guy. I do support a lot of teams. I do go watch a lot of shows. Sometimes I will not be on the live, but I will watch the reruns, stuff like that, to see.
see what's going on.
I want to learn. I'm the type of guy that's hungry to learn stuff. So I'm gonna learn from every single one of people that are doing the real stuff, not the. I'm sorry,
Right.
not the whatever I'm gonna say
Or like you
is.
said, like, the fakers, they put out content just to get the
Yeah, but
views.
I just want to put a disclaimer out there. Whatever I'm
That's
gonna say
awesome.
tonight on the show does not regard Laura. Do not bash Laura. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can come in and attack me. I don't care. I don't mind whatsoever. But
Everybody's
whatever,
entitled to their opinion.
yeah, that's it. So whatever I say, it has nothing to do with Laura. It's my own self. Okay, so do not bash Laura, because sometimes people will tend to do that. Will attack the host because they had this person on.
That's okay. I know how to bite back.
Okay, but I'm just saying because I'm used to saying that, and a lot of
Right.
people will say, "How come your hands are always going like that?" It's
Because
part
you're
of
Italian.
it's part of my roots, Italian, but also it helps me cope. You're gonna see me grab stuff and do
That's
like my
fine.
orange and stuff like that because I'm nervous, so it calms me down a little bit.
Like I said, don't worry. I don't bite. I may nibble, but I don't bite. Hi,
Yeah, no,
Carla.
no,
Welcome,
it's
welcome.
not the case because a
No,
lot of
I know.
people will watch the live and will say, "Who the fuck is that? Who's that?"
What's the guy with the hands? Well, see, I'm doing the same thing. I am a hand gesturing person when I talk as well. The only reason I don't do it here is because I got one on the mouse and the other one is on, holding on to the desk, so I don't,
Well,
get my hands flying all over.
you're seeing me. You're seeing me move a little bit everywhere. Playing. I'm also playing with my mouse, switching from. I'm trying to go to chat, then come back to the
Right, right. Checking
and stuff like
everything. So
that. So
yeah,
yeah. So
it keeps the hands busy. I hear you, and I'm there. So
so yeah. So that's me. That's my person. I love paranormal. I love understanding, trying to understand. I do not have all the answers. I do not tend to think of myself as an expert in paranormal, but more a student of the science. I keep learning every single day. It's like anything in life, same thing for paranormal. That's why I say I like a lot seeing a lot of videos of everybody. Even if I'm not in your live videos, I will watch. I run around and watch stuff. Obviously, you'll understand that I'm a busy man, 6 kids, 2 jobs. Well, not two. I used to have three jobs, but now I'm down to two. So the paranormal side and my new company that I just opened. But I try to find time for
I
paranormal.
give you kudos for the 6 kids because that just
Yeah,
right there is a full-time job.
yeah, we did that 6 kids, but a lot of them are adults. I have only two like teenage kids. The
Oh,
other
now
ones
at home, yeah.
are 18 and plus. No, I do have some at home.
Oh,
Yeah, one's 23, and I have my niece also staying with us. She's 19, and my two teenage kids. So yeah.
yes. Yes, yeah. Angelina says, yeah, I love that student. Yes, we're all students. This is all a learning experience. And I also don't ever call myself an expert because I'm not. And I don't really think that anybody in the paranormal can call themselves expert. You might be
Well,
an expert of your own experiences.
Well, a
You
lot of, they should not. Nobody should because
right,
nobody has the right answer. We do not have all the answers in paranormal, regardless of who you are, and how many times you've been into that paranormal field and stuff
yeah.
like that. I've been
I
there
think
for
we have
almost
more
30.
questions than we do answers.
I've been there for almost 30 years in paranormal, and I still consider myself a student.
Yes,
So
yes. That's the best way to identify everybody.
experience, yes, I did a lot of investigations, a lot of places around the globe, not just here in Montreal, in the States, Europe, and stuff like that. What I'm saying is I don't go around and say I'm a paranormal expert on this or that.
Right.
Even when people do tell me that, sometimes I'll do radio shows here. TV shows, interviews, and stuff like that. And the interview will say, "We have our paranormal expert here," but no, I'll go live and tell them.
Thank you. Awesome. And I hope you enjoy what we put out here. I try to make it enjoyable for everybody, and especially our guests. But welcome and enjoy the show.
That's always cool seeing new people come up.
New. I always say, "Oh, I'm so excited every time I get somebody new." My husband thinks I'm nuts. I'm like, "Oh, I got a new one. I got a new one." And Angelina says, "Experts have a college degree, no paranormal degree for being a paranormal investigator. It's just ego." Oh yeah, you got that, girl. That's right. It is ego. Anybody that says they're um, a professional, no, you're professional at doing what you do. But until somebody comes up with the answers,
But at the same time, I understand where you're going with what you're an expert at what you do. If you're in construction, a doctor, a dentist, whatever, okay, I'll give you that. You're an expert because you go to school, you study a long
yes,
time. Paranormal, you, regardless of the time you put in, the efforts you put in to put on a great video, great evidence, you will never be an expert because there's nobody that's sure that it's the good way we're going on. We're trying stuff. Different people are trying stuff, are
oh,
trying
definitely.
experiments, stuff like that, different pieces of equipment, stuff like that. But we do not have a definite answer to those questions. So you can call yourself an expert if you can't definitely
Prove
have
it.
a proven answer of stuff.
Right.
Yes, people take out pictures of entities or good EVPs, but still there, we have no definite proof of
Prove.
the other side,
You're
what's
right.
happening, who's coming to see us. Why are they doing that? Why are they still staying here? You know, some will say, "Oh, I did some sage, white candles, and prayers, and sent them to the light." What's the proof of that?
Right. How do they know? Exactly. See, this is the
See,
debate going on right now. I don't know if you've been listening, or paying attention to what's been going on. As far as equipment goes, there's a big debate on the equipment issue. Um, yes, all this equipment people have, and they're trying it out. And I'm so looking forward to people doing extensive. I don't. Oh, we've tested. Not enough. We still need to do extensive testing on these equipment pieces to
mhm,
see what sets them off, what doesn't set them off. From anything from temperature to air, anything. Just people smoking cigarettes around it, or it could be anything that could set them off.
I do. Like I said, I've been in the field for a long time. I do experiments on different tools, different equipment, and not because it's not working the first time that it's not good, and not because you're getting a lot of results that that machine is good. It could be something else giving you the results. I'll give you an
Right.
example, quick out of my head. I know there's a lot of debates on REM pods and stuff like that. I figured out something. A lot of cities are now putting the wires, electric wires, instead of having them in the air, they're putting them underneath the ground for different reasons, ice and stuff like that. I realized that when you take those REM pods, those runs on their round ones, and you put them on the floor, they're still in contact with sometimes electricity and stuff like that, and they will
Right.
go off randomly. Different, but does it mean it's not good? Doesn't mean you're not getting answers. That's not what I'm saying. You have to debunk a lot of shebang and stuff going around you guys before claiming that that's absolutely paranormal. And the same thing going the other way. You have to debunk a lot of things before saying, "Oh, this is not true, it's fake," or stuff like that. Okay, we have a lot of debunkers presently going off on the internet and stuff like that. I'm not bashing no one. I'm really happy that we do have debunkers because we have clowns in the paranormal world. Sorry, my language. Like I
No,
said,
you're right. We do have clowns.
it's my opinion, not Laura's. Do not bash
Yeah.
her. Come and bash me. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, I'll be more than open to have a social discussion. not bashing on YouTube or stuff like that. Come and talk directly to me. I'll open my things, and we'll have a discussion. Yeah, yes, my city are underground, so we can't use the REM pod.
Yeah, see, we have the same thing here. We have all the fiber optics, and
I'm
everything
not
is
saying
ground.
Angie, I'm not saying do not trust the REM pods, but have an open mind that it could be something else than spirits, even if you do not see it. It could be nature, it could be temperature, it could be different things. Okay, I'm not saying whatsoever.
Right.
I'm just saying more you do your debunk, more you do your paranormal research and work on the equipment. Not just saying, "Oh, my REM pod just went off. It's absolutely a ghost."
Right. See, you can't. Yeah, it just
Fine,
can't be
fine, fine.
said.
But hold on. If you have your REM pod going off, you have an EVP coming out saying, "I'm just touching your REM pod," and on video you have a shadow next to your REM pod. That's a good proof that you
Yeah,
have
I would
something
say so. Wouldn't that be something?
it would be
Hi,
some
Spirit Brothers. Welcome, welcome.
what I'm am saying is people before judging or jumping to
Right,
conclusion, do your homework,
right,
do your diligence, and demystify before claiming. You can't claim, then after that demystify.
right.
So I'm
So yeah,
just
that's why I always stress everybody, please just because a lot of people get bashed because well, they're using all that equipment or they're using this or it's all an experiment. And I
mm,
think everybody needs to continue with the experiments until we are definitely sure that it's crap and it don't work, or okay, we've got something here. Maybe we are picking up something. And you
and
won't know unless you continue to test the equipment.
a lot of people do not understand also that, yeah, it's cool having your team and doing your stuff and regardless whatsoever. But at the same time, not taking time to understand what the others are doing in the paranormal world, or trying to bash the other one because he has a better success than you or has better numbers than you, and trying to diminish that person down because he's doing this or that, or not doing this or not doing that, or he's not doing the same thing. Why we need to understand that the paranormal world, we need to work hand in hand. What I'm saying there, hand in hand, is not, I'm not saying take somebody by the hand and go investigate. What I'm saying is collaborate. Oh, I had this experience at this place. Maybe it could, somebody else that's going to go there had a different type of experience. Well, you can, share about, yeah, I was doing this, but this happened. Oh, I was doing that, but that happened.
Right,
Exchange with people. I'm not saying bring the people to eat, to lunch or stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. If you find friends, I found some cool people out there, some friends. I'll give you an example. Exploring with Harley. Okay, Jeff. Jeff, I meet him the first time I saw Jeff was on a ghost tour, on an investigation
hmm
tour, and we clicked together. We clicked both together, and since that we've been talking, exchanging, doing collaboration. I
right.
support him, he supports me, and stuff like that. That's what I call paranormal support, or
Yeah,
paranormal
he's a wonderful
informant.
guy.
Jeff is an amazing, and I'm not saying that to kiss ass or something.
No,
If,
he is. He is an amazing person.
if you meet Jeff in person, he's even more wonderful than what you see on the
Oh, geez, I don't know if we can handle that.
no, seriously,
Hi, Boo.
he's one
Yeah,
shot
he's. I did. Well, I told him
of,
that when I did a show with him.
of a
He is
friend.
just amazing, and everybody just loves him.
He's
Blossom wants to know how do you feel about dowsing rods?
um I have no problems with thousand runs. I actually have a pair myself. Sometimes I forget to use them, but I have no problems. The only problem is maybe and this again, once again, it's my opinion. Maybe just learn how to hold them properly, not to move, because when you move, it does influence the rods. But if you do it properly, um, I could tell you that I did dowsing rods in Gettysburg with somebody in the middle of the woods, and we got amazing response. Not just on the rods, but different pieces of equipment regarding that. But yeah, I have no problems. I love them. Like I said, any piece
Yeah,
of equipment, I will try them. I will try to understand them, learn how
right.
to use them properly, before even putting an opinion out there saying, oh, this is bullshit or this is not good or stuff like that. I will test them, and not just one time, okay? Because you can go to a place, your equipment is not going to respond like you want it to respond, then you're going to say, oh, this is shit, I'm going to put it aside.
Right. That's why continued testing is important. Also, yes, I've never used them myself, but I do know
you're, yeah,
somebody that
you're
has.
right. You're right, Julie. The body does have has micro movements. What I'm talking about is sometimes you will watch a video, okay, and you will clearly see the person moving her thumbs next to the thing,
Right.
or just moving the hands like this. It will give an inclination to the dowsing rods and stuff like that. I'm not
Right.
saying I'm not
I
saying
just
we
always
did.
say, everybody, please be careful when you do use them.
Hmm.
If you don't know what you're doing, because I do know somebody that did use them during an investigation, and I don't know if it was because of the dowsing rods. Like I said, I've never used them, but her son was using them, and something attached itself to her son, and it took a long time for them to get rid of it. And the
I
woman
know.
get out. The woman get out of the paranormal because of it. So if you use them, just use caution.
I know an investigator. He's on YouTube. He's pretty popular, and he got shocked with the dowsing rods. So
Wow.
so obviously you have to be careful where you're doing the dowsing rods and stuff like that. But yeah.
Um, yes, Julie says, yeah, micro movements will move them. You are correct. And
Mm-hmm.
it's with anything that you use, a Ouija board, uh,
Eat, eat,
using pendulum, do it because I do pendulum reading and stuff like that. And it is the pendulum actually is controlled by the earth movement as well. But yeah, micro movements make these things move. So it's just
but
training yourself.
I'll take an example. Like you said, the pendulum, you have to go up like this and stay steady.
Very
But
steady,
but
yes.
in some videos, you see the guy or the girl going like this with,
Yeah. It takes practice. I've
obviously,
been doing it a
obviously
long time.
you're faking, and you're moving. That's what I'm saying. You have to be careful also.
Yeah. Very
Uh,
it takes a lot of training. Angelina wants you to
um,
go to Salem.
Angie, okay, I'm gonna talk about it here. I would love to travel presently. Okay, I'll explain. I was working in a restaurant for 18 years as a chef, well, no, a cook. COVID hit us and the restaurant closed down, so I lost my job last January. It got my car, the cars stolen and stuff like that. Anyways, long story short, I decided to become a daddy at home. So I'm working in the house doing chores, clean up dishes and stuff like that. So I do not have a salary to prevent me to go out there and investigate more. So that's why I started creating my company. As soon as I do have a little bit of funds to put on my, I do have another car in my parking. I need to fix it a little bit, a little bit of TLC on it to make it work. But as soon as I get the finances, I will be back on the road. And yes, Angie, for sure, you want to collab? We'll collab together. If I could make it to Salem, it would be an honor. I've been there, love that place. Yeah, so.
Okay, so yeah, everybody has their opinion about them. Like I said, I've never used them. Some people like them, some don't. And it's again just something else that you'd have to play around with, educate yourself, and then make your final decision if you think they actually do anything or they don't.
Mhm.
It's just like with any piece of equipment, you're gonna have some people that say, okay, it's all BS. Other people would swear by it. I think you just have to do the testing yourself and then make up your own mind what you're gonna choose to use. Yeah, because Spirit Brother says, yeah, he doesn't believe that they do anything either. I mean, I know the history of them. People used to use them to find water, and stuff like that. And it's as far as use them during investigations. I've never seen anybody do it. to be honest. But I'm sure people use them and they're happy with the results. Um, again, it's just I think it's just all personal choice. I see. Boston says
Sorry
she's
if
still
you're
on a
hearing
fence.
loud noise. It's my two youngest.
Oh no, I don't hear it.
They're doing a ruckus of I don't know what they're doing. So
And there's Miss Carla. Miss Carla. Yes, everybody, like I said, yeah, everybody just you put your input in and then you just make up your own, your own mind.
yeah, like I said, nobody has the right answer, even on equipment, on Ghost or stuff like that. So I'm not saying you're not good because you're using the dowsing rods. What I'm saying is just be careful how you use it. But that's for any type of equipment, even the recorders, even name any piece of equipment you use on an investigation. You have to learn how to use them properly to take out the risk of false stuff and stuff like that. But even there, you have to demystify and stuff like that. So,
Right. So Spear Brothers said they use a wide range of equipment on
mhm.
locations, but they never use the rods. So it's yeah, that's what you're comfortable with. That's what you feel that you're going to get the best results from. Then yep, hey, go for it. Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I do have a pair of dowsing rods. I don't use them a lot on investigation. I use them once in a while. But yeah, like I said, I have a boatload, not the other word, a boatload of equipment. You can see behind you all that beneath is all equipment.
all equipment.
I sold a lot of equipment in the last couple of months
Right.
because I have like equipment for to be able to take 10 people on investigation, and they will all have equipment to investigate. So obviously, I brought down my stuff, but I still have
Fantastic.
five big cases of equipment of different kinds
Wow.
of cameras and stuff like that. So I do use a lot of stuff, and sometimes new stuff comes out, and I go, I'm gonna wait. Then I go, oh, damn, I buy it, test it. Sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes the equipment I do not like the equipment that I use, or just the way of using it or stuff like that. So
Right.
I'll just like send it to somebody else. Obviously, I told you I would be going through my cases. Still haven't did I have the time?
It's okay.
I did a couple. I have a couple of things that I will be sending you. Like I said, I do that a lot when I don't use the equipment,
I
and I know
appreciate it
that somebody
greatly.
can use it. And like Jeff told you the other day in the thing, once you replace those equipments, if they're still good, still usable, just
I'll
pass it
send
on
it on. That's all.
pass it
Yeah,
on
that's
to the next
wonderful.
person. And by doing that, it's showing that the paranormal field is open field. Some will say it's a kindergarten. A lot of people argue and stuff like that. But what I try to do on my side is bring positive to the paranormal and try to share. Same thing for I do logos, I do intros, all sorts of stuff. I do not charge for my services.
Right. And that's wonderful.
So when people do ask me, "Hey Dom, can you make me a logo? Can you make me an intro? Can you check my photos?" Yes, I'll do it gladly. I'll take some time. Sometimes it takes me a couple of hours to do an intro or a couple of
Right.
hours to do a logo. I'll give it them for free. If you want to give back money to my case, yeah, cool.
That's wonderful.
If you
Yeah,
do
so there's
not, if you
another
do
reason
not,
why I
if you do
started
not, I'm
the
not gonna run after you and say, "Oh, you didn't give me."
right.
Say
Right.
no.
Hey, give me
At
that. Give me
least
that.
you don't have the money to do that. Just say, hey, 13 investigation 13 or Don did my logo. If you need a logo, go see him.
Just
And
shout it out. Right.
that for me is a pay.
That's why I've started up, doing the work on the magazine that I want to put out. Because I want us to be, we're a community. I want to pull everybody together and to share their experiences, their stories, even just some smart ass joke or whatever, and put it all together so that we can all read what everybody's been doing, what they've been up to, opinions about equipment. investigation styles, all of that. I want to get a little bit of everything in there, and it's going to be a free magazine. I'm not going to charge for that either. And hopefully it does well, and I hope everybody takes part in it
I hope
when they
so.
can.
Like I said, as soon as I have like a couple of
Sure.
minutes here and there, I'll write you a couple of stories, couple of experiences, talk
Well, that's why
about.
I'm hoping to be able to do it once a month, so every month, so I'll have new stories and new things out. I put it out there. Um, I'm trying not to, I don't know how to. I'm trying not to, step on any toes or anything, or trying to say, "Well, hey, I'm better because I'm doing this." No, it's I want it for the community, and because we're supposed to be a community and share everything. And I figured people want to hear this stuff or see this stuff, or even the educational part. Educate people on what debunkers do and the history of that, and even like Ouija boards and all of that stuff, the history of that. Which is actually Blossom and a great idea. Maybe I'll do a piece on uh, the dowsing rods because people don't know the history, the origin, uh, and the uses that people use for them. Whether you believe it or not, it's an education.
A lot of people that tend to
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff thinks it's a fantastic idea.
a
Oh,
lot
thank
of
you too,
people tend
Julie.
to make you know what's they will say bad stuff about paranormal stuff. Okay, I'm saying people are fake, people are this and that, which on sometimes I'm okay with that because
Hi, Jonathan. Right?
sometimes people that you do have on the well, what they call the paranormal field on YouTube and stuff like that, you have different niche of people there. Some are for entertainment, some are for real paranormal, some are for I don't know what they're doing, but everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their way of doing stuff. Not because somebody's doing something different than you in paranormal that they're always faking and it's not true. Like I said at the
Right.
beginning, nobody has the right damn answer. But obviously, what I'll say if they did it to myself once again, my opinion, not anybody else. I do hate the entertainment value of the paranormal. A lot of
Yeah.
people are doing that for the numbers, so
Oh yeah.
they don't care about the craft, they don't care about the history, they don't care about the place. They're bashing or telling there's demons and stuff like that when it's not the case, just to sell numbers on the YouTube part or TikTok part or stuff like that. So I hate
Right.
that. I hate that part. Um, I used to host a show with I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Adventures with Nubsy.
Oh no.
We used to host a show. It was called Paranormal 101. Then after that, I decided to spice the things up a little bit and do another show with him called Para Debates, which was we would bring up a topic, and with a flip of the coin, one would be for the yes and one would be for the no, but at the same time be constructed for the no, not just say, oh no, that's bullshit and it's finished. No, why do I think that it's I stopped that a lot because of all the freaking drama on YouTube and stuff like that.
It's crazy.
What sucks the most is you go on YouTube and you want to support everybody, but if you're friends with somebody, then you can't go in a different chat because they're feuding with that person, so they will block you from the chat. But what the hell
Right.
did I do wrong? Stuff like that. It's all sorts of games and stuff like that. And we're not talking about young people. We're talking about grown ass adults doing that. It's
Right.
like, really?
Right.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's scary,
Supporting
isn't
you
it?
for I've been supporting you for the last let's say example 2 years, and because I'm friends with somebody that you don't like,
Right.
then I'm banned because guilty by association.
Association, yeah.
What the hell is wrong with people and they're doing that?
That's how that works.
But yeah, so and presently we're seeing all sorts of drama, and that's
Okay,
why.
Angelina, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you, Angelina. I'll talk to you soon, girl. Continue your good work. Angelina does a good, has a great team. Continue your great work, girl. I'll talk soon because I do want to do something with you and Salim. So it would be pretty cool to do a collab with you and Salim. So I'll
Very
talk
nice.
soon. Take care.
See, Ned has studied dowsing rods and believes it can be one of the more viable tools used, been in use since the Middle Ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, it has. So that's I'm saying it's all a matter of choice. Um, if you find it's you're getting a result with it, then it's great. Go for it. Not everybody's going to feel that way. I think a lot of times, I mean, because I've asked this question from other investigators, and I'll ask you this question,
Yes.
Don. Do you think that because we all debunk as we go along, and you should when you're an investigator, you should debunk while you're on an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there are moments where we actually debunk ourselves out of proof?
I do that. I will sit down. Obviously, if you go on my page, I've been in the paranormal field, like I said, since 1999. If you go on my YouTube page, I have about 130 videos in 30 years. I'm the most critic person about myself. Even if on the investigation I do find stuff, I will reevaluate what I found, and I will try to debunk myself. I'm the biggest debunker of myself, so that's why sometimes my videos do not make the cut and do not, and for different reasons. Like I said, sometimes I stutter when I talk, so I don't like it, so I won't put it out.
Right.
Sometimes I'm not really sure about my evidence, even if it was a good evidence. I'm not too sure, and it's gonna stay on the show, stuff like that. So I tend to debunk myself, and it's really real. But a lot of people, you were saying, a lot of people will debunk. Some will not debunk themselves. They'll hear
Right.
knocking in the wall, and that's a demon, a ghost, or something like that. And that's the problem, because a lot of people, since those groups or people or single people are popular on YouTube, their word is like gold for some people,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
calling them without doing verifications or validating that. If that person comes out and says this is a proof of a demon, well, everybody
Right.
believes that's a demon. So yeah.
So yeah, that's really it's I do. I think sometimes we go we over I don't know if there's such thing as over debunking, but I think it's you never know. You can't explain everything.
you
So I
can't
mean,
you can't go crazy also, like you said, over the it's not that great either,
right.
because more you go over debunk every single time, you're gonna do the same thing. And who's saying, I'm not saying all the debunks are not good. That's not what I'm saying. If you're debunking, good. If you can prove that that's not real or and stuff, but on the other case, you can put it on the shelf. And what I do when I say I do it, put it on the shelf, is I'm gonna go back to that place. I'm gonna try to recreate the same pattern I was doing to see if I'm gonna get the same answer, if I'm gonna get the same response on the K2s, on the millimeters, and stuff like that. Why? Because I want to be sure of before saying this was not real or this is easily debunkable. This, every time I go there, I get the same answer or get the same responses on the equipment. Could be something else than paranormal. But
Right.
at the same time, who's telling me that it's not real? You know, like I said, we do not have all the answers.
No.
So when people do debunk and say this is bullshit and that, it's bullshit for what? Tell me the reason, not just because you don't like that person, or you don't like his color of hair, you don't like his choice of words to investigate or stuff like that. And some people go to that point. Okay, they don't like people talking, or like me, I stutter. I was told one time, listen, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're saying, and that's why, because you stutter, is because you're trying to find an scapegoat to 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 come out and to prove the ghost. So yeah, are you okay? Your sound is cutted now. No sound. So, guys, in the chat, if you do have a question for me while Laura is trying to fix up a small audio problem, just ask your questions and I will try to answer them.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, I think I'm having a sound card issue. I apologize, everybody.
No
Time to go
problem.
out and buy a new one. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, it just started doing this recently, so I was hoping it would work for the entire live, and we
Yeah,
wouldn't.
as you can see,
Oh,
usually
there we
usually
go.
I use one ear. Now I have to put
Right.
two. My sound card on my laptop is if so my speakers are not working properly, so I can hear one ear, but the other one is good to talk. So the microphone, so that's why I'm plugged on two ears. So it's funny. So I feel you. Don't be shy in the chat. If you do have questions for me or Laura, just ask them. I'll answer you. Uh, for Laura, she'll answer us.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it's working. You're
It'll
good.
probably shut off again, so don't be too surprised until I get to stop doing it.
Yeah, I was telling people if they do have questions while you're fixing that to
Shoot them out the best you can. Blossom wants to know what led you into paranormal investigating.
well, like I said, when I was young, I was facing things in my house since the age of 2 years old that I do remember. Maybe it was before, but that I do remember was starting at 2, was seeing a black shadow every single night on my bed. And yeah, starting from there, I was asking myself questions: what's happening? How come? Who's there? Why? And stuff like that, and slowly reading books, documents and stuff, going to the library and stuff like that. It was getting me curious as hell. So that's how I got into paranormal. I wanted to. It was more for questions for me. I had questions. I wanted answers,
Right.
but I realized that once you have those sort of answers or to your questions, you have more questions.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like a wheel training. So you're starting here, you have a question, whoops, you have the answer, whoops, it's
It's a
coming back.
snowball effect. It
Yeah.
just keeps gathering and gathering. I didn't get to say hello to Ranger Paul. I love that. That's great, Ranger Paul.
so
Welcome.
so that's how like I got into paranormal. And obviously, you know I'm a big fan of history also, not just the paranormal side, but the history, like the real history.
Right.
um, I could sit down and read on history, you know, 24 hours a day if I could. So obviously for me, being in a big city, well, I'm not in a big city. I live on the outskirts of the big city, which is Montreal. I live 45 minutes from there. But Montreal has a rich history going dating back to 1642. Even before that, the natives were here in 1300s. So all that history being next to us, you want to read on those things and stuff like that.
Yes.
And obviously, I think personally, this is my personal thought. thinking. I think that paranormal and history go hand in hand together.
I totally agree with you.
Even if it's your grandma you want to talk to,
Yeah.
it has history. She was part of the building of your life, of your legacy and stuff like that. So that's history. You want to learn about that, you know.
Right.
So the,
Yeah, I think the history is very important. You've got to do your research.
for me
Um,
for me it's something that, yeah, so every time I do an investigation, obviously I go through the history of that place, regarding building, but also the land of the
right.
place,
Right.
because
Hey,
buildings
Julie, thank you very much for stopping in.
uh,
Yes, you're right. The building, all of it, the land, and I think it's most people forget. They might research the history of the building, like you said, but forget to check the land.
mhm.
Because a lot of times it's the land that has the issue and not the structure on it.
there's I'll give you an example. Down in Montreal, there's a place where actually a big figure of history came and put his feet down on the land of Montreal. That was 1530 to 35 when Cartier came to Montreal. He wa- he put his feet down. Now, if you go to that place, nobody's going to tell you that's where Cartier put his feet down. Obviously, if you read the history books, you'll find the exact place. But now, presently, to this day, if we go there tonight, it's actually buildings and a parking lot that's right there.
Right.
So people tend to forget that before those buildings, there was a land, um,
Well, thank you,
different,
Ranger Paul.
different.
Yeah, that there was history there. There's history.
Hmm.
No matter where you place your foot, there's history.
So that's what I would like to do, and obviously working for a company. When I started working for the company 6 years ago, which is called Montreal Haunted, we do ghost walks. But the walks we do them a little bit like that. We go to the places and tell, and lovely building you see here, but this is the history of the building, and the land was this history, and blah 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 blah, and we move on to another location.
Right.
The other side we do is investigating. So the places we do investigate have obviously history, but also a lot of huntings. We do a place. It's called the Calera Cemetery. It's from 1799. The cemetery has 60,000 to 70,000 people buried there from cholera
Amazing.
alone. I have full body apparitions in that cemetery. Crazy EVPs, people taking their last breath on EVPs. Ladies, children crying in the
Right.
cemetery. Obviously, there's a story behind all those things, but I do have a piece of history there, and I know the story, so I could put that together and say this is a real paranormal proof. You know, so that's why I'm saying history mixes, and that's why I also created my own paranormal uh, um, company, which is called Ghost of Montreal. Ghost of Montreal is similar to what I do with Haunted Montreal, but it's 7 days a week, and it's only investigation, no walk.
Right.
But when I say only investigation, obviously there's a part of history explaining what we're doing at that place,
Right. Why
why,
you're there, what's going on.
why
Right.
we came there. But obviously, I tend not to tell the people the experience I had paranormal wise, saying
Right.
this. I had an encounter of a ghost at this in this room or this cemetery or stuff. I will tell the history. I will tell them that it's up to them to figure out what's going on, and then we'll investigate. And once, let's say, we go into an area, and that person is got an EVP or got a picture or stuff like that, and I did have something similar or on a tour, then I will come out and say, yes, it's we had different experiences here. This is what happened, and that person was see, I got almost similar to the same that as you or somebody else and stuff like that. So
Right. Yeah,
So
we have a cemetery here, which they actually call an outdoor museum, and I'm trying to put a piece together on that to share with everybody. It's taken me a while because there's a lot to do, but it's the history on it is incredible, and I didn't. I've
uh,
lived here the majority of my life and didn't realize all of the history, the famous people that are buried in the cemetery. It's just
Blossom
incredible.
Blossom Moonlight. If ever you're in Montreal, anybody, regardless of who you are, if you're in Montreal and you would like to have a visit, just holler at me, and I'll make it
You can
matter.
take them around.
I'll take it. I could take anybody to. We have the most haunted mountain in North America here in Montreal. A lot of people, when I say that, bam, 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 bam,
Right.
try to beat a mountain that has 2.25 million people buried on that mountain.
Yeah, that's incredible.
You have a hospital, you have an asylum, and the asylum is mixed with the MK Ultra in 1950. Then you have the natives that took the mountain as their sacred grounds. They
Right.
did sacred burials on top of the mountain. Um, that we some of the natives that were buried there were buried like a baby, like a fetus, into graves. And the white people took them out to just put a fake lake. Some obviously mix all that together, and you'll
You're
have
gonna have something. Yeah, you're gonna have something.
I'll give you an example on well, actually 2.25 million people. It's four cemeteries, but they're like all stacked together. The only thing separating those cemeteries is like a small fence, saying, okay, this is our territory, this is this cemetery, but
Right.
they're all stick together on the same mountain. So in three of those four cemeteries, there's exactly 12 people from the Titanic buried in Montreal.
Oh.
And you have different, and this is funny because you have different type of classes on that boat. You had you lower, lower people, people
Right.
struggling, but that got a free ticket to start a new life or something. Then you have middle class family, and you have the rich families, which
Mhm.
we have in those 13 peoples. We do have we have all three classes. So you have the poor class, you
I
have
promise it's not me this time, guys.
uh,
You got a little fuzzy there for a minute. I said it wasn't me this time.
I'll explain why I got fuzzy. It could be you could see black shadows and stuff like that. I'll explain that in 2 seconds. Why? So you have different types of classes there. So yeah, we have my prime ministers, hockey players, NHL hockey players, Hall of Famers buried on that mountain.
So you got a museum of your own up there. So
We do. You know the singer Leonard Cohen.
the singer, you said?
Yeah, Cohen.
Okay. Yes.
Leonard Cohen. He was a big singer, bluesy
Yep.
type of singer. Well, he's buried here in Montreal in that
Oh,
cemetery.
nice.
He's on the Jewish side. Jewish side have two cemeteries. He's buried there also. So yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of stuff.
A lot of history. That's the fantastic part of it. A lot of history.
A lot of history. I do tours on a place where you guys Montreal was American for 31 days. In On the 3rd of November 1975, the Americans decided to take Montreal.
Right.
When they got to Montreal, there was just a handful of British soldiers there to defending the forts at the time that they just conquered from the French 4 years before. And the Americans got there, big troops, a big army, and just said they saw the British and said, "We're coming to take Canada." The British just turned around and said, "Okay, bye, we're leaving," and
Right.
they left for 31 days. And when the Americans saw the British come back, but with a big army, that's when they decided we're taking the boat back and we're going back to the States.
Say we're out of here.
Yeah, we're out of here. But for 31 days, Montreal
Thank you,
was
Blossom. Enjoy your dinner.
night. Have a blessed meal, Blossom. Hope to see you around.
Oh, well, I'll be on again soon. Yeah, Wednesday, as a matter of fact.
So yeah,
I got to get my
for
stuff
that.
together here.
The
Apparently.
reason the reason why I was saying my image can come be blurry, I live in a haunted house.
Ah, you too.
Yeah, in 1963, a week after John Kennedy got shot, there was a major plane crash here in Canada. It was the worst plane crash in Canada's history. At the
Right.
Now it's the third one. My house is built on top of that plane crash.
Oh my goodness.
And
Well, that explains that.
for people thinking blah 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 and you can go on internet presently, punch in Blainville, BLAIN BILLE plane crash, and
Oh, thank you, Carla.
you'll see a couple of pictures and stuff like that. So my house is built on top of that.
Right.
So we do see the pilots, we do see the stewards, we do see black shadows like you're gonna see around right there next to the doll. You're gonna see a black shadow walking. Obviously, the dolls you see all behind you are all haunted. The most haunted one is the red one right there, and as you can see, she's watching. She's not at the same. Her head is not turned. She's watching the screen presently.
Oh, well, hi.
I could say her name is Kimberly. I could take Kimberly and turn her, and obviously during the evening, she will be focused on the screen to see what's going on. So a lot of people do tend to talk to me. We'll see black shadows running around, and
Right.
it will become blurry and stuff like that. So I'm sorry. My bad on my side. It's not Laura's fault.
We have something in our home as well. Our home is one of the oldest ones in our village, and I don't know who haunts it. Uh, and you'll hear things, you'll see things every now and then. It's actually, I was talking earlier with other people about EVPs and stuff like that. I've actually had whatever is here talking to my ear a couple of times, and so I I just made peace, saying, we're sharing the house, and it is what it is, and so it's nice. We don't have any issues, but every now and when I have company and they come and they stay, if they sleep on the couch in the living room, they can hear walking around, and they'll say, "Well, who's walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning?" I go, "Don't worry about it. You're fine."
Yes, Julie R was saying haunted dolls with a
Haunted
Chinese.
dolls.
Yes, the dolls you see over there are all haunted, especially the one. Like I said, the red one is the most haunted. But I also have in the black box you see right, brown box, not black box, a black box on top. But the brown box has a teddy bear haunted, but there's also a doll inside. She's about 200 years old. She's a Peruvian um, a doll, or a haunted doll. Actually, her clothes is built with the rest of the clothes of dead people.
Oh,
Yeah, hold on, I'll get her data for you.
okay. That's a little creepy. The clothes of deceased people. Oh, that's a primitive folk art doll. Very well done.
As you can see, those are old. Now it's falling apart. The things, but yeah, it's all clothes that was taken from dead people, and they made a doll to calm down the cemetery with the spirits and stuff.
Right. All right. I'm with Julie on that one. I don't know if I believe in haunted dolls. I've never
Okay,
experienced anything like that.
if you go on my YouTube page, okay, there's a small video, 9 minutes long, called Haunted Dolls. I'll stop it there.
Okay, then you guys all got to go check it out.
I'll
Because
stop.
I have a house full of dolls, and if any of them become haunted,
Not
we're all in trouble.
okay. When I say I have haunted dolls, those are
Right.
my haunted dolls. There, I have a voodoo doll in the black box up there. Okay, Those are my haunted dolls. I have one from 1700s. The one on the corner, she's from the 1800s. The new one next to her, her name is Bets. The other one, Kimberly. The other small one, her name is Anna. One is called Hannah with a H, and the other one is Anna with a A.
Okay.
So you have the teddy bear there, and like I said, you have Margot upstairs in the black box with you see like a orange cross there. The box is actually soaked in holy water to hold down Margot because she's kind of wicked. But
Okay, because
like
that
I
would have been
said,
one of my questions. How do you keep if it is a haunted doll, how and it's in a box, and usually it's a glass case with wood trim or whatever. What stops the spirit or entity from leaving that doll and haunting you or anybody else?
well, in my office, there's salt in front of the office door to block them inside my office.
Okay.
So they don't go outside. A lot of spirits will come inside my office, but will not come out after. So they're stuck inside the office.
Okay.
That cost me a lot of animals. I'm talking about fish. I had giant sharks. I have one shark 3 feet, one shark 4 feet, and small sharks about 20 inches and stuff like that. And they all passed away
Oh,
mysteriously.
okay. He's all right.
I don't believe.
Holy water evaporates the same as regular water.
Mm-hmm. It does.
All right, but the only thing with the holy water is it's not just water, guys. All right, there's also oil that is involved with the process of holy water, so it does leave a residue. So if you're going to go that route, then there is a residue, just like if you're leaving salt, the residue is there. So if that is what's supposedly keeping it in there, uh,
On that box, like I said, it was soaked in holy water. It was also blessed with what we call holy cream, which is a more thick holy water. It's like a cream, so it's like
you're kind of
it,
like smearing it on.
it's smeared, and it's done. It's done regularly, not just one time and just leave it
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're there. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out, Julie. That he does it on a regular basis.
Uh,
Even if you were just you like to use you know, uh, holy oil because you do oils for blessing. Um, so that will stay again, leaving a residue. And of course, yeah, you have to do it. Periodically, you'd have to refresh it. Um,
okay. I'm gonna show you a couple of things.
oh, what's that? Okay, Julie wants to know where did you get these dolls, and did a priest bless the water?
Yes, actually, that's what I'm showing you. Those are actually
Okay, so
the
those are blessed creams. Is that what it is?
this cream is actually a cream that you will apply also for the dead people for the last rituals. As you can see, the paste is inside.
Okay.
So when I do put some on this, when I get them, actually they're actually from a priest that will bless them,
Right.
do a couple of prayers before giving them. I am, like I said, I have different things
You got the sash. Yep.
like that. So I do protect myself if people think that I'm crazy and stuff like that, keeping those things inside my house. I do protect myself. I do purifications oftenly in my office. Sometimes you will, not tonight because we're doing a live, but sometimes I will have different things burning inside the office, and I'm not talking just white sage. If people think I'm just burning white sage, it's more than that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a little bit of education there. Okay. The question is, let's see. Just want to make sure I
Okay.
listen.
The dolls. I have a fascination for dolls. Okay, like I said, I have those dolls, but I have like maybe 100 dolls. I collect
I
them.
do. I love dolls.
I collect dolls. I don't know why, but I do collect them. So, and obviously, once in a while, some people will write to me, "Hey, I have this haunted object or this haunted doll. Do you want it?" Obviously, my answer is always yes, but I always keep a doubt on the haunted object. I will take it and obviously do different tests on it. Trying to do EVP stuff like that with it to see if I'm gonna get a
See what the
response.
result is.
Why is there somebody attached to that particular object? Could it be it belonged to her? It reminds them of something or stuff like that. So I do my job and stuff like that.
Yes, Paul, you are right. Yes, after the water physically evaporates, the salt is left behind.
Yeah. And if you check the difference between water and holy water, you'll see a difference of even the texture.
Yeah.
Holy water will become yellowish because of the salt and the oil a little bit inside,
Yep.
regardless to water. Pedestal.
Julie saying holy water is water.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna
Okay.
go. I'm not gonna go into a lot of church stuff because
Right. Yeah. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't go get into that. But there
yeah,
is more to it. There was more to
there's
it than just water. There's a whole process. There's other things that do go into it. Um, it's a big process to bless water, for it to become holy water. It's not just water, and it's also not plain water. You just can't go to the sink and fill it up and say a prayer. That's just not how that works. Um, it has to be natural spring water or river water, and you have to add a lot of things to it. Like, there's myrrh, and there's a whole list. I can't get right off of the top of my head, but there is a whole ritual that goes behind the blessing of the water. So it's
Mhm.
not just plain water. Because if you ever notice, if you get water from your church, especially, well, I would have to say, I'm going to go here, Catholic Church. You get it from the Catholic Church and it's in a bottle, and you set it on a shelf, and you haven't touched it in years. I don't care what kind of water you have. If it's plain water and it's on a shelf, you're going to get some kind of mold or mildew that builds up in the bottom of that bottle. Holy water does not do that.
The bottom of the
I've
bottle
got a
will.
bottle of holy water that's 20 years old, and it has nothing in it, but there's no residue, there's no mold, there's no mildew, no fungus of any kind inside the water.
There's a
So
difference.
that's just telling you it's just not just regular tap water, that people think that it might be.
I have also water. Well, like I said, my family is Italian. Part of my family is Italian, so I do have holy water from the Vatican. The bottle at the bottom, never touch it because it's a small bottle. I don't want to,
Right.
y-
It's
you
kind
know.
of like a keepsake.
Yeah, the bottom of the bottle is brown now. The water inside the rest of the bottle is clear. You can see through.
Clear.
The bottom has like a sediment layer. It looks like, when you go to the beach and the wave comes in and brushes the.
Right.
It looks exactly like that, but it's all the residue. But if you shake it, which I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna leave it
Right.
like that because I'm not gonna use that one. It was sort of a gift. So if you do shake it, it's all gonna mix up in the holy water and stuff. So
Right. Yeah, it's well, there's, like I said, there's a whole list that goes into it. Myrrh and all kinds of stuff like that. It goes, it's off the top of my head. I just can't remember exactly the list of what is involved in it.
Yeah, so I collect crazy stuff like that. I have bones. I have bullets that served in a murder. I have bullets that were shot in the Gettysburg War. I have bone fragments, teeth from the catacombs in Paris. I collect crazy, odd stuff like that.
Just a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah, it's.
No.
Uh,
Of course, I think we all have something strange that we collect, and
Yeah, I collect. Like I said, you can check the corner over there. You can see there's
got a little bit of all kinds of stuff going on there.
a lot of stuff, like dolls and stuff like that. Up there, there's dolls, there's pictures and stuff like that. The pictures are actually, if you look properly, the small picture you see far at the end.
Right, right,
There's dirt inside that because it was a military citadel, and I asked the spirits if I always ask the spirits, can I pick up something, a little something from the location without breaking stuff. So let's say, just this weekend, I went to Old Mill in Ontario. I'm not gonna say
right.
where. It was a battlefield and stuff like that. And the mill was like, falling down. There was pieces of concrete falling from
Right.
the mill. So I asked the spirits, can I pick up a piece? So I took a piece.
Oh, okay, Julie. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the great, the great chat. You got us all going.
Thank you, Julie. Have a nice
Thank
night.
you.
Have a blessed nights. So yeah, so I pick up small pieces of artifacts. I will take a picture of the location and put that small artifact inside that
Right.
picture. So I have a couple in the
Oh,
office.
that's nice.
So, yeah.
Yes, Carla. Yes, it says yes. It derives from yes. It has to be a natural spring. Uh, that's how the water is. They have to use a natural spring water of some source they're supposed to put it that way when they're in the process of doing the blessing and making holy water for the public. But let's just jump on over to, because I want to get more into your investigations. Have you tell us about maybe like, well, maybe your scariest, but an investigation that you've been on where you've gotten a lot of activity and maybe scared you so much that you don't want to go back, or has it given you the urge to go back again and find more?
Okay, first of all, I'm not trying to be brave. I'm not trying to say paranormal is not scary or stuff like that, which is the case. But obviously, being Asperger, sometimes our seeing threats or being scared is something that's superficial for us. So being scared on an investigation, no. Having a lot of action, yes. Different ways. I'll give you an example. I went to a cemetery. It was a native settlement. The natives decided to make a cemetery, and the white men came and took the settlement and decided to build their cemetery on top of the native cemetery.
Oh boy,
So me and Jeff, we went
that's
there.
bad juju.
Yeah, we went there, investigates, yeah, every time we go there, I had crazy experiences on pictures. You can go see that video. It's called the Maplewood Cemetery. You can go
The thing
see.
is, you have to think about how many times has that been done. To be honest, because no matter where you live in the world, there was an indigenous people that lived there before us, and when somebody took it over, they just plowed over what was there and put their stuff in.
A lot of times they will take, like, let's say the settlements, right? Because like I said, natives were here way before us, long time ago, and they were everywhere. So everywhere you could say it was native grounds and stuff like that. But I'm talking about where they used to live. So
Right.
the village of the natives. Okay, the white folks would live around them, but that was the central main hub. A lot of people a lot of people will say, yeah, but there's natives everywhere, which was right. Natives were a little bit everywhere,
Right.
and not just natives, because back in the day, if they killed you, they would bury you on the spot where you would die.
Right.
There was no cemeteries and stuff like that.
It's just wherever the dirt was, that's where you went.
Exactly. So there's a lot of natives everywhere, but what I'm talking about is like really, really like settled there. And
Right.
when you do,
Well, he wants the two of us to do a live investigation. Well, for one thing, Dom is in Canada.
yeah,
I'm in
and
New York.
Laura's in New York. Well, you're not too far from me. You're 5 hours from me.
Yeah.
To get to New York, which for me is like, how can I say it? Finger in the nose. Driving 5 hours is nothing. I need a car to drive. For the moment, my car is in the parking. I'm working on it. Obviously, it got smashed. I got a big accident, and when my car got stolen and stuff like that, I decided to work on that car to bring it back
Yeah,
to
he
life.
wants us to. Oh, there you go. You were froze up for a minute there. And he wants us. I would love to be able to do that, live on YouTube. That would be great.
I do a couple of lives, the investigations sometimes.
Only because I don't get out as much as I used to.
like
Uh,
like this Saturday, I'm going to the mountain. We for the company I work for, it's called Montreal Haunted. Like I said, I'm doing a tour presently Saturday that's coming on the mountain. It's called the Haunted Mountain. I'm doing the walk, but after that we finish at a special place, which is a special place in my heart. I don't know why. Every time I go there, I'm in love with the place. It was an old castle from the 1800s that got demolished. Basically, the story of Montreal decided to bury that part of the history on the mountain. So when I go there, it's obviously cool. And when I do my tours, obviously, I do a live, not on the tours because, you know, it's for people. But when I do
right.
finish my tour, I do a live there, couple of maybe half an hour. I'll do another
Right.
live investigation, and you have to watch the live. I'm not gonna sell it because there's always a little something that I explained that's right next to the castle that has something to do with MK Ultra. So
There's Carla says that, yeah, the city here uncovered a cemetery and made a park. And they did some road work and pavement and uncovered more caskets that were never moved. That is terrible. It is
um,
terrible.
the same cemetery we do an investigation with Montreal Haunted, which is called the Cholera Cemetery. The streets right next to them. In 2019, they were fixing up the street, the sewage system and stuff in Montreal, because some parts of Montreal we still have the old system, so wooded the drains, and yeah, they're decaying and stuff like that. So they're repairing that, doing new sewage, and they took out bodies from that cemetery from the 1700s. I actually have pictures of those bodies they took
Wow.
out. So yeah, a lot of places like that, old places, they will do renovations. And here in Montreal, it's regular in the newspapers, on the news, that they will say, "Oh, they're fixing up this street. Oh, they have to stop. They found bodies."
Oh,
So
jeez.
the time they do the, you know,
Yeah,
historical
that's
search and stuff
scary.
like that, they take out bodies, and sometimes you would be surprised because I think it's a month and a half ago, they took out actually another place in Montreal. They were fixing the streets, and they found an Indian, native burial with actually artifacts with bows, arrows. So they think that the person that was buried there is very important. So they're combing everything. So
The area checking everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't go there no more. And like I said, the place where we're talking about the mountain and stuff like that, they're presently in courts. my company, we work hand in hand with an association called the Mohawk Mothers. They're going around Canada trying to find the native kids that were taken away from the families and put into schools, boarding schools, and stuff like that. And
Right.
some bad stuff happened. Recently, they found in Saskatchewan residence houses with burials in the backgrounds with native kids, no tombstones, nothing, just plain grass.
Wow.
So the place I'm talking about, like MK Ultra, is mixed in that story. They're in court presently trying to find the bodies. Um, okay, I'll tell the story. There's an institute called the Allen Memorial Institute. In 1950, they were contacted by the CIA to do MK Ultra
Hey, Antone, welcome.
to try and help people around and stuff like that. So they took native kids or orphan kids, native kids, and did tests on them. And once they passed away from the test, they just buried them in the backyard without tombstone.
Oh,
So the Mohawk Mothers were trying real hard. 2 years ago, no, just before COVID hit, the big like 2 years and a half, we had shit COVID. So just before that, I went to the place where the kids are supposed to be buried and did an investigation with a Belgian team. And I was in, there's a big pool there. I was in the middle of the pool. I'll send you the pictures after, Laura. You're going to freak out on this. So I'm in the middle of the pool.
thanks.
I have people on top of the pool, there with equipment asking questions. And I'm asking questions because apparently somebody drowned in the pool
Right.
more than one time, but I'm trying to see if there's still something sticked around that. So I'm in the middle of the pool asking questions, and the Belgian team is right behind me, like that, taking pictures like this on that way. So I look at my one of my lady investigators, and a couple of minutes before I'm looking at her on the we got an EVP calling her mama. So I'm looking at her and I go, you don't seem okay. Are you okay? She goes, no, I'm not feeling good. She tried to get up and she started puking and
My
being dizzy,
goodness.
like she was on a boat. So
Right.
we got out of the place, went elsewhere to investigate, finish our nights, go home. This guy from the Belgian team writes to me and says, hey Dom, I'm gonna send you a picture. You're gonna freak out. So he sends me a picture of that moment when I'm telling the girl, you don't seem to be well. On that picture, you can clearly see she has a white orb directly on her forehead. She has a white
Oh,
orb next to her right here, and another
right.
orb right here. Well, about here. White orb here, you can say, well, maybe could be a light reflection and stuff like that. But the two other orbs, you have Indian kids' faces in those orbs.
In them. Oh,
In them. And when I say in them, you can see like a beige brownish. It's not even a bright white orb. It's like a brownish thing, and you can see it's like taking a picture and just putting on a thing and like
putting
pressing
it
like.
out. Yeah. Interesting.
So you see two faces. Right behind that lady, there's a wall. The wall's about 10 feet high. Okay, about 12 feet high behind well, 2 feet high, behind that wall, you can clearly see a face of a gentleman. You can see the mustache, you can see everything.
Wow.
The problem is when you go behind that wall to see where maybe he could have, maybe I'm saying you want to debunk, you're gonna go and see, is there somebody there? Was there somebody? How could they have been 12
Right.
feet
Right.
there under there's nothing except just a tree there. There's no stairs, nothing. And when you get on the grass, you can't even pass the wall. I'm 6 feet. Even my hand up, I can't even touch the top of the wall on the other side.
Right.
And this guy is like free floating 12 feet in the air. I'll send you the picture after.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That sounds very
So,
interesting.
so, so obviously, that's a place that touches me a lot because it's in regards with kids. Obviously, we can't go there now because they're in court. They're in a battle custody with the hospital things and the Mohawk mothers. It's presently in court, so we can't go investigate there because I'm dying to help those kids to find peace, yeah, peace and stuff.
Just to go back there.
Yeah, they're looking for their parents and stuff. They call the lady's mama, and yeah, all sorts of crazy stuff. I have pictures of the kids hiding next to the monuments of the old castle. You can clearly see them. I'm on the top of the castle taking pictures like this, and you can clearly see them. They're looking at me like this upstairs. I'll send you the pictures also.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I got a question for you here. All right. Yeah. Seeing that you've had all this experience and what you do, and what you're doing, how does your family react to what you've chosen to do?
My immediate family, my kids and stuff, they freak out. They love what I do. They love paranormal. All my kids have been raised to not just to believe whatever I'm saying,
just to be open to what you're doing.
Not because I'm daddy, you have to believe what I'm saying.
Right.
Find your own answers. Find it your own way. That's how I'm trying to bring up my kids, is to always question yourself. Question yourself, question your spouse, question everyone. But when I say question your spouse and stuff like that, I don't mean, every time, where were you? What's that? How come? I'm not talking about arguments, but if I'm saying something, go test it by yourself. Go try to validate that by yourself. That's what I mean. So obviously my kids do investigate once in a while with me. We do go out and investigate. Obviously they know the house is haunted. They know daddy has see, you don't see kids in my office. They'll come, they'll stay at the door right there.
Okay.
They'll ask questions.
They don't cross the line.
Well, except my son. My son doesn't care. He goes everywhere.
Well, just walks in, does whatever. Yeah.
he finds it cool. Yeah, I have to stop him because he used to take all my dolls and go play with them and have fun. And
you're like, no, you can't touch those. You can't.
Well, some got broken and stuff like that. So yeah, I had those pop things like Jason and stuff. I had a lot of those. So he broke all the boxes. They were not open. I wanted to collect them. So he opened all the boxes.
He changed your mind for you. All right, Ranger Paul wants to know, what house protection items and rituals do you have in Canada and in the U.S.?
House protections, obviously, I do use some people will say you can use sage. I use a different mix. It does include sage, but it has different types. I live next to a res, so I go on the res to get some sweetgrass, bluegrass, blue sage, black sage, etc. Red dragon blood. It's a big mix, so I do smoke my house once in a while. Yeah, to purify it. I do have holy water. I do have my beliefs, my own beliefs and stuff like that. Obviously, tattoos, stuff like that. So that's what I use as a protection. Also, I use my guts, my feelings. When I go into a place and I do not feel at ease, I will go out. Not because I'm afraid, not because I'm, scared, or some will say chicken shit or stuff like that.
Right.
Just to regain my composure, and I will go back in trying to explain what I'm doing there. Not there to harm them, not there to cause problems. I'm there to hear their story, because that's basically what we're doing in investigation. You want to hear the story of the past and try to, reconnect some pieces and have a proper history of our past people that, built our country and stuff like that. So I don't know if it answers. I do use rocks also, some crystals, some onyx, stuff like that.
Here in the U.S., it depends on what your belief system is and how people would protect their home or use protection for their home. Um, me, I'm actually an ordained minister, so I have done a blessing on my own home. And I've done that with, yes, with sage, holy water, and anointed oil. And you have to go from ceiling, actually from the attic to basement, the whole entire house. Every
Mhm.
room has to be done, and there are a set of prayers that you do say as you're doing that.
It's more than just. I'm just gonna continue with what you're
Yeah, go
saying.
ahead.
Sorry to cut you. It's more than just attic to the basement. You have to start at the far west side of the house to go to the east to come back to the
Yes, yes, and yeah, and it's also includes, yeah, the grounds as well. So it's,
hmm
but like I said, it all depends on your
See,
belief system.
this is one thing. So that's a silver that's a silver cross that was blessed in Italy before it
Oh
came
my
back.
goodness.
Before it came back, and
Right.
you can see the onyx chain. So that's one thing that I do have while investigating. I have rings. I have the what we call the Solomon seal on one ring, also to protect me. Like I said, I have different tattoos of protection also on me around my body, even in the back neck. so
Right.
and
Well,
it does.
houses and old rituals were there. They used to put dead cats under the stairs along with other personal items circling the house with holy water, etc. The
That
poor cats.
I heard those stories also from my my Nuna, my grandma. For people that don't know, Nuna is Italian for grandma. So my
Yeah.
grandma used to tell me stories like that. That back in her day, to prevent the witches to come
Right.
to your house, you would
Yeah,
put.
they would bury things in the ground. Oh, like, and if she is under, the Catholic rite, then
Mhm.
they would statues, all of that stuff they would put in the ground to protect a
Very,
home. I guess it
very.
all depends on what your religious or personal beliefs are.
I don't know where I
Um,
put it.
there's a wide range of things that people do.
I do have an old Virgin Mary from the early 1800s that comes from the native land. It was my grandma's that gave me that when I started doing paranormal. She knew I was going at to try and find answers and
Right.
stuff. She said, "You're gonna protect yourself. Here's a piece. Put it in your pocket." It's about this high, maybe the size of a lighter, a little
Right.
bit more. So yeah, so I do carry that sometimes with me also. So protection wise, and obviously I will I will use my own body as an antenna. If the thing's not right, I'm not gonna stay there. I'm gonna move away and maybe come back 10-15 minutes after. But if I don't feel at ease, I will go out. I tell my people on tours when we do investigations, if you do not feel at ease, don't try to be brave. Don't try to be, um I'm Rocky, I'm gonna beat you all up, ghost. No, it's not the case. We're there. What is the scariest is you both investigated.
That actually was going to be my next question. What was the scariest place that you've ever visited?
Like I said, I'm not scared of things. I'm not scared. I slept in asylums. I slept in cemeteries. I'm not the type of guy that's scared, but at the same time, um, oh, I have one. It's about 20 minutes from my house here. Um, a couple of people here from Quebec, they decided to buy a land. They wanted to build their dream house, have their kids there, and stuff like that. So they were looking around. They found a plot of land. It belonged to nuns and priests. When the nuns and priests sold the land to those people, they said, "Listen, there's a sort of curse on the land, or you can't build nothing before 100 years." They were at, I think, 75 years of
Right.
that agreement. They decided to build a 3-story high house hockey rink next to it, big pool in the back.
Yep, development all over.
Yeah, big hut did, but that's only for one family, not for a full block.
Right.
So they built the house before the 100 years, and when that was done, they started to have strange paranormal things happening. Family got there with the kids. Kids obviously wouldn't sleep, talking about ghosts, stuff like that. So they called us to come in to investigate. So we went there, sit down with the family, trying to understand what they're going through, and trying to, to find answers for them. So start an investigation. I'm at the last in the basement. In the basement is like cinema. In the house, they had their own cinema, movie room and stuff. So I'm in the movie room. I'm trying to investigate. I'm with another investigator. We're investigating, and we hear a growl, but like deep growl. So I said to my partner that's investigating with me, I go, "Where's the dogs?" He goes, "They're all out in the kennel." I go, "There's no dogs in the house." He goes, "No." So we continue investigating. All of a sudden, I feel like a burning on the side of my body. So I said to my partner, I go, "Come here with your camera and take a picture right now because I feel like I'm burned." Takes a picture and goes, "Oh, there's nothing." I said, "Okay." Continue investigating, but more we're investigating, more it's burning and
Right.
burning and burning and burning and burning. So I said, "You're sure?" So I go upstairs to my friend and ask him, "Hey, listen," I lift up my shirt and go, "Tell me what's there." And he takes a picture. He goes, "Dom," he goes, "You're gonna fucking freak out." I go, "What do you mean I'm gonna freak out?" He turns his phone and shows me the picture. On the picture, you can clearly see I have 3 scratches from the belly button to the back of my back.
Wow. Excuse me, I just sneezed.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
Bless, bless you. So,
Thank you.
so when I see that we have a medium with us, I said, Listen, I'm gonna need your help. I got scratch." So she goes, "Okay, take a deep breath. Let's go outside, fresh air. It's gonna be good for you." So we're on the side of the fence, and there's a small river down the fence. On the other side, there's a humongous rock. You could sleep like 3 people, 3 adults sleeping on that rock, and nobody would be bothered with the other ones, telling you how
Right.
big that rock is. All of a sudden, me and the medium were there, we're talking, and we're trying to capture breath, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a man appears on the rock and starts laughing.
No.
And like I said, he appeared, started laughing, and all of a sudden it went disappeared. Me and the medium saw. We both went like,
Right.
"You just saw what I just saw," and we had the same version. So I go, "What the hell was that?" And all of a sudden, the marks. Once the guy disappeared, I don't know if the medium did something, but the burns were starting to go down.
Right.
I left the investigation. We finished the investigation, left with the scratch still on my body.
Hi,
Got home,
Bill.
took a shower, and went to sleep. When I woke up the morning after, no scratches, nothing on the body,
Nothing. Right.
nothing at all. But we still have those pictures. I'm gonna try to find the pictures to show you the scratches. It's crazy. So
Right.
that was a scary part. One another case was right here in my house. At the beginning, when I bought the house, I didn't know there was a plane crash here. Okay. So obviously, I don't know. There's a lot of spirits here.
Right.
I
Right.
could sense something, but I'm going like, eh, I'm doing a lot of investigations everywhere. Maybe it's just, the overwhelming of all those investigations and whatsoever. But one night, I was walking to go to the washroom on the second floor, and when you walk, you lift your feet and you go like this. So I'm doing that, and while I'm doing that, my feet is in the air, and I'm like turning to go inside the washroom, and I feel a push on my back. My head
Right.
was banging on the side beam of the door. I had a lump the size of a golf ball on my head. I lost conscience. I was lying on the floor in my that bathroom.
Knocked you right out.
When I did a EVP session right after that, because I had a feeling it had to do with ghosts,
Right.
and the spirit basically came out and told us, listen, I'm sorry you got hurt. Was not my intention. I was trying to grab your attention because I need help.
Oh.
He wanted help to cross on the other side, so obviously we obliged him and did the crossing for him to so he could go on the other side. So those are about the two most scary parts, I would say, because like I said, I'm not scared. I'm not
Well,
scared.
yeah. Well, no, I don't scare very easily either. So I really, outside places that I've investigated, I haven't had the experience where anything was been scary. But the house I grew up in was very oppressive feeling. Um, Especially the basement. And my father used to spend a lot of time down there because it used to be his workshop, but I would go no further than the stairs because every time I would go towards the I could feel just the heaviness, the oppression, a very uneasy feeling. And then if you were coming in, going upstairs late at night, I always felt somebody that was going up the stairs with me. And so there was kind of like weird stuff going on there. It was unnerving, but I wouldn't say scary. But like I said, I would never go in the basement because there was just something there that I just could feel that it was just. But I was a teenager then, so I wasn't gonna get into any. Oh, hey, let me pull out some stuff and check it out. But that I would say would be the most uneasy place that I've ever experienced. But as far as just general investigations, nothing to the point where it's made me shit myself and run or because I'm not a runner either. I just
I
uh
I had
my reaction to when I'm getting startled or if I am scared or whatever is to swing, to strike out. So like if somebody jumped in front of me and tried to startle me, you're gonna get a
thank you,
fist in the
thank
face because that's my reaction.
thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna stay away from you if we
Right.
do an investigation. I'm gonna stay away
Don't
from
startle me because I'm gonna be like, what the and hit, swing. That's my reaction.
you. Oh, yeah. No,
That's always the way that's been. I don't
like I
know.
said, maybe like I said, I'm gonna put it on my Asperger. That doesn't make me feel afraid because I go with people and they're telling me, Dom, I'm gonna shit in my pants. I'm fucking scared. I'm going like, relax, man, relax, just breathe, man, and everything's gonna be okay. And sometimes I realize I'm like, damn, we're here, we're investigating. Okay, this is supposed to be ultra haunted, and I'm like, cool, cool. I'm just like, you know, I love
Uh,
cellars. The rules.
yeah, I know I'm not afraid of sellers. It was just that one was just had a very uneasy and oppressive aura, you could say about it. So it was, and I didn't know what the history of the house. The house was old, and it had a half dirt floor on one end, and then I don't know, it just wasn't a very comfortable cellar, put it that way. And there was something there. I never really, struck out at anybody, but you could feel that it was there.
Yeah,
And so I don't know.
I had for some people will say those are like creepy experiences. I have an experience on a tour, doing a paranormal investigation tour, and have a person appear, a full body apparition appear behind me while I'm telling the story, and I was live on TikTok. So you clearly see the person appear
See
behind me.
something just manifest. Yeah.
It was not on my TikTok. It was a group that I invited here in Quebec. They're a paranormal group, so I decided to invite them to, you know,
Right.
let them, feel what I'm feeling and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, while I'm explaining the story, I could see like, football on their cells. I'm going like,
Uh,
I tell my buddy, which is a good friend of mine, I tell him, listen, you're not interested in the story. He goes, no. He goes, hold on, you're gonna shit in your pants when you see this. What are you talking about? He goes, hold on. Then he turns around and shows me the picture. You
Sure.
can clearly see me behind, like my Italian style, with my hand, and you can clearly see a lady. She's there dressed in a period dress. What's the problem with the lady on the thing is one, we were doing that investigation during here in Quebec. We had laws and mandates during COVID. At the end of COVID, before they said okay, everybody can go out. We could only be 8 together gathered, but distance with mask and stuff. So
Right.
that's the reason why I had a small group.
Actually,
And
yeah, and he froze up again. Yes, welcome, Bill. Bill's recovering from a food coma. Poor
and
fella.
and the police had did the tour of the cemetery where we were investigation, and that lady appeared on that. I'll send you the picture also, Laura, after.
You're gonna
She's
be
gonna
sending me a whole photo album.
I'll send you my full photo album.
Paul wants to know, where would you both love to investigate if you could travel and had the money and the
My bucket list, on my part. Do you want to go first, Laura?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. On my part, obviously it's to the main. I call it the motherland. So in Jesus,
There's Jeff.
Italy.
Okay.
I would love to go to Italy. It's a small island. It's called Poveglia Island. Um, some heard about it, some not. If you haven't heard about it, go see it. It's one of the most haunted places around the world. It's an island. It was a quarantine island. The island started in 431. It was obviously served as an island for war. Then after that, it was a quarantine island for the Black Plague, all the diseases they could have. They would send the people to die on that
Right.
island. They were burning bodies, so the island expanded with the ashes of the bodies.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's oh my. That's
Then
all I can say
then they
about that one.
then they built a church and an asylum, a hospital on that island, and they were sending
Right.
mental patients there. Doctor went cuckoo on the island, jumped from the bell tower and stuff like that. So that for me, obviously, growing up young and seeing, having been there, not to the island, but not far from there, you can see it from the shore, and you're going like, one day I'll be there.
You'll be there, right,
I'll
right.
be there. So
Let's see, I
obviously,
want to I don't know. Well, I would like to go because it's kind of a toss up, but I would have to say Alcatraz.
good choice.
I would like to go
It's
there.
on my bucket list, but I was giving you the first one.
My bucket's got a leak in it, so I don't see me
I
going
don't.
anywhere.
Well, for the moment, also I have a leak. I'm not going nowhere, but obviously it's on my bucket list. There's another place, also Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
What's
There's so
drawn?
many places, and and
There's
I've
a
seen
lot of.
tons of people go to those places. Um,
That's why I haven't been there because it's too popular. I don't like. I like going to places. I like seeing. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Sorry. I like going to places, but when the places is visited by a lot of groups, then
it's
not
kind of
that.
overplayed,
Yeah, not that I don't want to go there, but I
right?
want to go there on my own terms. So I'll let this,
Right.
the dust settle down. Waverly Hills was like busing. Everybody wanted to go there. Now it's starting to settle down. So maybe that's a place.
I mean, I have places right here where I live I'd like to go to, but they'll do tours for Halloween, but they don't do individual. But they don't let private investigators go in
Yeah,
uh,
that's
because
another.
of insurance purposes.
Well, I have insurances, so I do tell the people I'm insured. My equipment is
Right.
is insured and stuff like that.
I'm looking. If I fall through a hole, it's my problem, not yours.
But yeah, so I do tend to tell people, listen, I'm covered if something happens. And some people will say, yeah, but we're more than 1 million.
Yeah, that causes a
I'm
lot of
not
issues as well.
I'm not trying to brag or something like that, but I'm covered for 2 mil in that 2 million in my insurance on
Well, I
breaking
mean,
stuff.
you do what you do.
But
You have to
still,
have good insurance.
still the people will say, well, no,
Yeah, see, there are a lot of them are strict. It's because like we have it was a
but
mental hospital.
a lot of people also will turn around, will say to me, yeah, you have a good thing. We would like you to come and explain the history and the paranormal side, but we do not want to turn that into a circus. Or
Right,
a
right,
lot of people now a lot of people go on the social media and see stuff. So when they see all those groups arguing and saying, oh, I'm better than you and you're full of shit and this and that, and trying to bring people down, those people in those museums and those places, they see those arguments. They don't want to be labeled
right.
that way, so they will tell you, no, you can't come and investigate. Why? Because you're a kindergarten. Well, no, ma'am, I'm not. Yeah, my parano is. So sometimes, the arguments and stuff like that. Sometimes it's cool to watch and understand that people are bad people and doing bad stuff in the paranormal.
Right.
But
And see, that's a problem. You got the fakers and the other groups out there that cause that kind of havoc.
well, you
And
have
then when you got like people like us that want to go out there
Mhm.
and do a legit, investigation, they say no because the trust is gone.
You have fakers also going out there and ruining the
Oh,
places
destroying property
for
and
for people
yes.
like you, me, Jeff, that want to do real paranormal and do real investigations to bring real information to the people. We
Right.
can't go there because people are saying there's demons and stuff like that. And see, now some places are even saying
Sure,
some
rub it
people.
in, Jeff. Just teasing.
Jeff, I'm gonna rub it more. I've been there a couple of times, so good
Oh, he
luck.
beat you.
I was there last spring, so
Nice.
yeah, and I think I brought back a soldier from there. So Jeff, if you want to pass by the home, I'll give you
Yeah,
Ian.
you pick up the soldier and bring him back.
So you can bring him back to Gettysburg, but obviously I'm gonna bring him
You're
back.
his ride.
I'm gonna bring him back once I go there, because Gettysburg, for me, Gettysburg. If anybody that wants to start in the paranormal wants a place, and they ask me, hey Dom, do you have a suggestion, a place to go? I would say 90, 95, 99% of chances I will tell you to go to Gettysburg.
Right. That's excellent, Paul, that you have the chance to go sleep in a castle of an old English Civil War location. You better take that chance. You got the opportunity.
And that's obviously, it's super cool. Here in Ontario, we have a fort that's related to the War of 1812, between the Americans and well, at the time we say Canadians, but it was British soldiers.
Yep. Yep.
So between both, jumping in and stuff like that. I slept in they also in that fort. It's called Fort Henry. I slept in the forts 2 times. Investigated that maybe 3-4 times. And I'm about to go back. Well, I'm not supposed to say it, but I'm about to go back. So
Okay, he didn't say that.
you didn't hear me.
You didn't hear it here.
No, and just this weekend, I made a connection in Ontario on 2 places. They're slightly open to my suggestion of maybe letting me do a nighttime.
And what's Jeff saying? Jeff says, I have
Yeah,
on Cemetery Hill.
Jeff is going to Gettysburg. He's going to a house, a place there that served as a hospital during Civil
During the
War,
battle.
and
It's
he's
fantastic.
right in the middle of the battlefield of Gettysburg. So nighttime. So people that do not know, nighttime, when you see people going there, on the
Excuse me.
battlefield or going
Right.
to Devil's Den or stuff like that nighttime, they're going there on the slide. You're not allowed after dawn. You're not allowed to be on the battlefield.
Right.
If you get caught on the battlefield after nighttime, they could seize your car, your equipment, your stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we have the same problem here with the Risky Battlefield. I want to go there so bad at night, but you're not allowed to.
So,
I would have to sneak in from the trail from behind.
Jeff, the place he's going to, the house is actually in the middle of the battlefield.
middle of it.
Even if you go out to smoke a cigarette, you can take out your K2, you can take out your equipment because you're on the battlefield.
On the battlefield. It's awesome.
So you're allowed to be there. So
you are filming all of this, correct, Jeff?
I don't know.
We should actually bring Jeff. Do you want to come on, Jeff? I could send you an invite.
You want me to send him?
Yeah, you could send him an invite. Go ahead.
Okay. Hold on, Jeff. I'll send it to you.
This way he can explain it to us.
2 seconds.
Oh, he said, oh, yes. Jeff's joining the party.
Forward. That would help.
It's a coming. It's a coming.
2 seconds, Jeff. And you should have the link now. Jeff should have the link now, so
okay.
Probably gonna be.
Oh, he's got to go grab his shirt. He's running around the house naked.
Oh, now put a shirt on. So yeah. So obviously, like I was saying, we have a battlefield. That I was there last weekend. Battlefield and the forts. And
right.
I'm sort
Ranger
of.
Paul wants to come on too.
I'm sorting. I don't have his link, so you're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I don't either, honey. I don't have a way to send it to you.
Paul. Jesus. Hold on. I'm gonna try to. No, we're not friends, and I'm not mod on the page, so I can.
No, I can't send it to him either because we're not friends on Facebook or.
Yeah, no.
His email.
Yeah, same way here. So
sorry.
Sorry. It's not my show. I'm like, sorry. Yeah. So unless he sends me Ranger Paul X, do you have Facebook? Or Messenger?
Yeah, if he sends that, then yeah, you could send the link.
Yeah, if he sends me a link, hold on. I'll send him my. I'll share my link. I don't care. Hold on. So Paul, if you can go and the link I'm sharing right now, if you click on that link that I just shared in the chat, you'll be able to reach me. Send me a friend, and I'll send you the link.
Hey,
Jeff. Hello.
You running around the house nude?
Yeah.
No, I was just shirtless. I have my shorts on.
He's not telling you he put on shorts because he was in his.
I got the shorts on. All right.
Jeff
lift your leg too high. Don't lift it too high.
Jeff was there running in the house naked in his Speedo. That
No, I'm not. I'm not the Speedo type. I'm not the Speedo.
Okay, that's giving me all kinds of visions now. Jeff in a Speedo on a Harley.
Oh my God! No! I threw myself on the tailpipe, and let me tell you, it freaking hurts.
Yeah, it does.
You know the skin.
I don't know why. I don't.
The tailpipe.
I don't know why Laura just gave me an image, and I have Jeff in my head going.
So now Dom's gonna go to bed tonight. And
imagine, I'm not that kind. You know, most of the guys in Harleys, they have like
on your big chopper.
I'm skinny, so.
Oh my! Oh boy, I heard something. Here, Ranger Paul says he's no Facebook. He's on Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, Gettysburg. Yes, I'm really excited because I am going to a place I've been looking into before being really interested in the paranormal,
Right.
and uh, I'm fortunate enough to have viewers that live in the vicinity of Gettysburg, and one of my great subscribers, Philly girl, she because I was without a hotel for the 26th, and she booked me a hotel on Cemetery Hill.
Oh, wow.
And she even told me it's haunted. I said, "Oh yeah, cool."
Bonus.
It's like, book me in a haunted place. I will be the most happiest
I'll be
person in the world.
I'll be back
Bonus
in
for
2 seconds.
you.
I'll be
Okay.
back.
And the other place is a Airbnb. It was a field hospital during the battle for the Confederates. So I'll be staying there overnight on the 27th, but I'm going back in Gettysburg in September, and I will be collaborating with some creators from the UK.
Nice.
They are, I don't know if you know Carl from Dark Arts TV. Well, he's coming over again to the US, and I'll
Okay.
a collab with him. And he's coming with his friend Neil, that he's from Ireland. And Neil's channel is, oh my God, I forgot. I'm so bad of
I know my memory's shot too. I don't feel bad. I forget things after people tell me.
I'm looking on my other screen. I'll find the name of his channel. Don't worry. I hate when I forget something. Oh my God.
It happens to all of us.
And he's good. Neil, he goes like to haunted freaking asylums, and they have abandoned asylums in Ireland.
Right.
Like, there's like an abandoned asylum in every town.
Wow.
So they have like so much. Well, oh my God.
Yeah, we just have one. Well, it's not abandoned. They shut it down and it's locked up. I'd love to get in there, but they won't let people in.
There's 1 hour from my house that I thought it was demolished, but it's still standing to this day. And with the history behind, it's an asylum that was purposely built for orphans.
Oh.
And we have some orphans here in Quebec. They were called the Duplessis orphans, and that asylum was purposely built for those orphans with special needs.
Okay.
So they decided to build an asylum to conduct tests on those poor kids. And when that place closed down, it was still operated by the friars or the monks,
Right.
and it was a summer kind of retreat until the early 1990s, until everything blew, until the shit hits the fan, and
Right.
everything went like all the abuse and everything went public. So when I've learned that it was still standing, it's like totally abandoned. The only sad part is I can encounter some urbexers because it's a really popular place, a really popular spot for urbex.
Right.
But still, some of my friends went to do an urbex there, and they did like a little paranormal investigation. They had some pretty awesome stuff
Yeah.
on the Rempot. Dom saw the video.
It's actually on my Facebook page. If you go there, the guys are called the Outcast. Great group of guys from here. So if you want to see that, go on my Facebook page. You'll see the share.
Neil's channel is Saw's Lost Souls.
I don't know. I might have heard of that.
Yeah, so it's Neil from Ireland. So I'll be doing a little collab with them, and I can't wait because it's like really, it's like the stars were aligned, and Dom, that would be cool if you would be available to come late September.
Like I said,
Nice.
we just need to fix the dates, and I'll go. No problem. You know me.
Nice. So that'd be a great adventure.
Because I will be renting the same Airbnb that I'm going to. Or
Oh, you're talking Gettysburg.
yes, but it's late September. But the asylum I'm going probably in 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
Anyways, one or
Exciting.
the other depends. You know me, depends on what I have with Haunted Montreal and stuff. But
I'm still here, guys. Don't worry.
Gettysburg, and the thing going to Gettysburg, if I could get there to Gettysburg, is I know a lot of places.
well, that's it. But because I was going to Gettysburg because Matt invited me to the Warren's Paracon that will be held. Sorry, in Gettysburg on the 27th or 26th of September.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, while being there, I'm gonna rent the same Airbnb. And oddly enough, Carl with other creators from the UK, they're gonna touch base in Pittsburgh. So,
So there you go.
They're gonna be not too far from Gettysburg.
exactly. So it's gonna be like the perfect timing to do a collab with them. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
And
Great.
with all the history behind Gettysburg, and
But-
Dom was there a couple of times. He can't tell you.
Gettysburg for me, yeah. For me, I'm not talking for anybody else. For me, I think it's paradise for anybody doing paranormal investigations over there, because
The
there's
thing is funny. It's close right by to me, and I've never been.
you're missing out on.
I know.
I'm
You're
driving down from Quebec to go there.
Right. Right.
You're missing on something. Obviously, if you can make it there.
Hey, there's Ranger
Hey,
Paul.
Ranger Paul.
Hi, chaps.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, people. Do apologise for the inconvenience.
No inconvenience.
No problem, no problem.
Dom figured it out.
Yeah. So like I said, Gettysburg is the heaven there. I've been there a couple of times. Rented the Farnsworth hotel to myself, the whole house to myself. I have crazy stuff that happened to me in Gettysburg. Full body apparitions, EVPs. Yeah, name it. And like I said, last time I've been there, I've been there to Gettysburg. I went to what they called the Grove, which was the first charge on the second day of the war. And I brought back a soldier from there, because when I went to North Carolina, we asked questions. He came there. And when I was in my house here in Quebec, I was asking questions, who was there. And Ian, the same voice, same name, came out once again here in Quebec. So I think he followed me here. So
I have a brain fart. I had a question for you, but
Boom.
Now,
I had a brain fart again.
now you got to give him a ride back, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. What the frick? Oh yeah, the Farnsworth Hotel. Is it the orphanage?
The orphanage, the orphanage is right in front of the Jane Wade's house. It's across the street. So the house I'm talking about is the house where the alleged sharpshooter shot Janie Wade's.
Oh, okay.
But
Because
when they talk about the soldier up in the window, when they talk about the Janie Wade house.
yeah, I know.
So that's the place. So the place was obviously at the time before the war was simply a house for people. In the basement, it was a funeral.
Thank
parlor.
you.
Because I'll be meeting Deb
My
from
son brings me water. This is what he brings.
from the Spirit Talkers.
Holy crap.
Spectral researchers, the Spirit Talkers, Deb and all her team, the gang from Florida. Well,
Okay.
I'll be meeting them in Gettysburg, and they're renting in the Airbnb at the orphanage. So I'll be joining them
The
there.
orphanage has that's for my information. It's new that the orphanage has Airbnb inside.
I mean, I might be mistaken. They probably booked the orphanage to investigate what they're saying, but
They could be, but because you can
I don't have anything.
you can have both. You can have for people that do not want to investigate or do not have the money to investigate. There's actually what they call ghost tours. They will bring you in the orphanage, give you the history of the place, and give you a couple of minutes in each place, so you can do like a quick investigation there.
Yeah.
But it's more of a ghost tour instead of an investigation. But you can also rent the place to investigate. But yeah, we're talking about money here. So.
Yeah, that's always the kicker, the money.
But Jeff, if you do get in the orphanage, you're gonna have a blast, especially in the basement where the I'm not gonna sell all the story, but the hellhole they call there.
Oh, that doesn't
You'll-
sound good.
No, well, actually, okay. The orphanage was kept by a lady. Her name was Miss Carmichael. At the beginning,
Hi, Ghost West.
the orphanage was running A1, number one, and then all of a sudden she started beating up the kids, putting them in the basement, and then hiring older kid to beat up the kids, so she wouldn't get blamed for the beating of the kids.
No, actually, it's the Henry Garlack house.
Oh, okay. So that's a little bit further down.
Well,
You're gonna be-
they'll be renting that place.
You'll be from there. You're about 2 minutes from the Evergreen Cemetery and the Military Cemetery that's across the street. If I'm not mistaken, on that house. So.
Well,
And
anyway,
the Farnsworth is way a little bit higher up. So you have the orphanage here across the streets. Like here, you have the Jenny Wade house, and you go up the streets
Hey, Rooster.
a little bit, and then you have the Farnsworth house. The Farnsworth house, if you come out of the Farnsworth house, right in front of you, way at the end of there's a small street. Way at the end, there's school, high school, with a track there. Half of the track was the battlefield, so the school obviously sees soldiers walking around inside the school, outside the school. Right in front of that, there's a mass grave of Confederate soldiers there. And if you go on the right side, when you look at the street like that, the skull is right here. The mass grave is there. And right on the side there, that's where they call the Grove. That's free. You don't have to pay that, Jeff. So if you get to the Farnsworth, you're going to see, you can't miss it. The mass grave has a big statue with flags, American flags.
yeah.
And when you look on your right side, when you're looking face at the flags, and you look on the right side, there's an alley there.
Well, I'm gonna probably talk to like the city and everything because I never
But
been there.
if you go there, you go straight down the alley. You can go there by car if you want. You can go there on foot. A lot of people do that on foot. You go straight to the end. You're gonna come to a fence. That's the battlefield. So the what they call the cemetery
Mhm.
military cemetery. But right on your left side at the gates, there's a small wooded place. That's called the Grove. That's where you're gonna get a lot of shit. A lot of soldiers are hiding there. You're gonna see them if they manifest to you. You're gonna see them in front of you in the woods. You're gonna see the
Oh.
uniforms and stuff like that. So
That'd be cool.
Wow.
Just saying hello to Jimmy and Paranormal Rooster.
Everybody's coming to hang out. That's great.
hey, I'm
So,
talking. I'm talking.
Yeah,
is
Hi,
it gonna be
Ghost
your
Rider.
first time going, Jeff? This is your first time going there?
Yes, it's gonna be
Oh,
first time in Gettysburg, and I've been like studying the history, and especially a French Canadian that fought at the battle at Gettysburg, and there were many of them. A couple of them even
Dom, you
one.
need to go. You need to be the tour guide, Dom.
I know. I know Jeff. What we know each other for what now? 2 years. 2 years. and a half?
More than that, I went working in Portugal 2 years ago. I've been running my channels for 2.5 years, about
So since the beginning. So
about 3-4 years, about.
okay. So since I know Jeff, he's been talking to me about Gettysburg and with passion and,
Well,
and
there
stuff.
you
So
go.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy to
Bucket list.
see my good buddy realize one of his dreams of going to Gettysburg.
I even have replica swords of NCOs from the Civil War era
Oh wow.
in my
I have.
closet.
Where are they? Hold on.
Battlefields generally have a stone tape theory before an investigation. So where there's been a lot of trauma and trouble, they have this imprinted element, so that they're quite topical with the emotional side of investigation. So they tend to have this the certain replay of particular parts of the battle come through, depending upon the topical or the powerful part of the spirit. So it's quite interesting that Gettysburg is one of the top places, yeah, I've heard of in the US, where there's a particular trauma and a particular feel to it. But yeah,
See what I was talking before, Laura, with the pictures and stuff, and saying I'm
Right.
putting stuff inside. So this is an example. This is a picture of Gettysburg. You can't see the Gettysburg properly, but you can
Right.
see right on the corner. Those are bullets. That's through.
Musket balls.
Oh.
I'm getting vibes from that already.
Are
I
you?
can see-
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just not the picture, but the rounds. We call bullet rounds, whichever way you want to call them. But I'm getting there's a topic. No, the one on the left, the other side, more the one on the other side. There's a feel to the one on that side. Where did that one come from?
This one actually is from Gettysburg. It was
Probably from the
road,
field.
road about three miles from the center of Gettysburg.
There's a
So
that'd be a good place to bet. That'd be a good
this
place to
bullet was-
investigate where that round came from.
this
That'd be a
bullet
good
was-
place. There's
well,
Yeah.
See, every card comes with a story. The bullet was found
Yeah.
in 1999, and it tells you from 3 miles from Gettysburg.
There are
battle.
places,
good-
there are shops in Gettysburg where you can
Yeah,
buy artifacts like that.
You
They
can't-
are all around. The city was a battlefield for
Did
3
the-
whole days.
the-
The Confederate battled the Federals for 3 days on non-stop. There were so much musket balls shot. If you go around with a metal detector in Gettysburg, you're gonna get a hit
Yeah.
somewhere. But
Every
Yeah.
step, probably.
you are
Dom
forbidden.
says it's a big no-no.
Yes, you are forbidden to do it. But if you do it,
Yeah.
it will go
Do
off. all
not
the time.
do not get caught with a metal detector in
No, I know.
Gettysburg. They're gonna take everything, every single penny you
Yeah.
owe.
I was just doing a
But-
figure of,
Yeah,
Figure
but
out.
actually, the first time I went to Gettysburg, and this is funny what Jeff is saying. The first time I went to Gettysburg, they had a storm. It was in January. They had a storm, so a lot of old trees had fell down. I was walking, doing the pat and stuff, and I saw old trees that fall down, not far from the peach orchard place. So I knew it was a big battle on the second day. So I said, let me check the trees that fell down. By doing that, the old trees that had a long branches, at the end of the branches, you could put your fingers inside holes that were shot during the Battle of Gettysburg. Obviously, the bullets were not there no more, but you could clearly see the holes inside the place. And we're not talking about small holes.
Right.
Well,
yeah, and the musket balls are pretty big.
We're talking about the Farnsworth Hotel. The Farnsworth Hotel has one wall. It has a minimum of 150 shots on the wall still there. You can still put your thing inside the holes.
We've got a battle in we've got a battle in England. It used to be called the War of the Roses in the 15th century between the Lancastrians and the Yorkists. And we have a battlefield at a place called Market Bosworth. And just like Chop said, wherever you go, you're going to pick up these items and you're going to find places where the was musket balls then, and it's still the cavalry charges back then as well. And where you can actually feel the holes, and they have this residue. They're great places to do paranormal investigations if you're permitted, if you're to do so. There's not quite the protection, I believe, in all of the places in England and the UK as there is in the US. But we still have locations where it's not good to investigate, particularly where people have died. But also the English Civil War of the 1640s between the Roundheads and the Cavaliers, the Parliamentarians and the Royalists. There's gazillions of those battlefields in England, gazillions of them. Literally, they are everywhere, and there's still the remnants of that as well. But wherever there's battle and conflict, there's always this trauma, paranormal, isn't there?
Yeah,
that's why I always wanted to go to the UK, because
I don't want to
there is just amazing.
The bad guess, but I'm gonna leave because there's a live stream right now.
Yeah, I was about to say
the old Conjuring House, and my friend Matt and Joe, they're having Brian the last casualty of the Conjuring House, and I really
Conjuring House, yeah.
Hi, Phantom. How are you? All right, I didn't know that was going on, guys.
Elliot is coming, and I'm going. So you guys take care, and I'll catch you,
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for hopping in.
As soon as this finish, I'll be okay.
Oh, sorry. wait. He's still there.
Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as this finishes, I'll be jumping on that.
Well, we can end it now, guys, because usually I only do 2 hours.
Yeah,
we can all go check it all out, because we're all invested in that story, so we all want to check it out.
Good night.
Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.
Good night, Jeff. Bye now.
So Laura, thank you for having me.
You
are so very welcome. Thank you for coming on. Thanks, Paul, for joining us.
Thank you,
Paul.
Paul.
Wonderful to meet you.
If people want to, if people have questions on different types of stuff, they want to talk to me, I'm open. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, IG, YouTube. Come and talk to me. Go subscribe to Laura. She's doing an amazing job bringing us on panel to for you guys to get to know us out there in the field and learn some stuff and stuff like that. So go sub. Just met Paul. A pleasure to meet you. Go support Paul on the other side of the pond. And thank you.
We can all get together at another time and another.
So we'll probably
hop over on the other one and see what's going on, so we don't miss out.
I was going to see we'll probably see each other on the other side.
Okay, everybody in the chat, thanks for joining. We had a great talk. Thank you guys very much, and thanks everybody for joining us on the Raw side.
Thank you very much. Take care.
All right, bye guys. Take care.
Bye now.